Hey guys, what's going on? It's a new day. As you can see, racing didn't go so well. We pushed coolant again. Klaus just keeps pushing coolant. I don't know why, but we're gonna go ahead and figure it out. And since I wasn't much content at the racing, gonna go ahead and add some more. So there's got to be a reason, some reason why exhaust gas is leaving the cylinder and going into the coolant system. So today I went out and got a few testers from AutoZone. I have a coolant pressure tester. This right here will basically plug into the radiator cap and we can pump up the system just to see if it's leaking anything at all. And then I got this combustion leak tester. This will tell me if there's any exhaust gases in the coolant system. And this right here is a cylinder leak down tester. So after we do all these tests, and that way we can find out which cylinder is wrong. It's either these Vulcan cut rings are just not sealing, they're still not torqued down right, there's a crack in the head, there's a crack in the block somewhere, there's something is going on and it sucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and do these couple tests and it won't take too long at all. And we just gotta get this stuff done. We have like 3 weeks. Wait a second. No. We got like 2 weeks until we leave to Cleetus and Cars in Florida. So we got some work to do. Alright, so this right here, I'm gonna throw into the coolant system and pump it up. And this will basically tell me if there's a leak in the coolant system itself and if anything is going on. Just like basketball or other things. All right. So I got this pretty pumped up all the way. I'm just gonna let it sit for a minute and see if it's leaking anywhere. Alrighty, next test we have combustion leak block tester, whatever you want to call it. This will basically let you know if there's any exhaust gases in your coolant system, which I believe there most likely is. The fluid is blue, and if there's exhaust gas in it, it's going to turn yellow. And just by doing that, you get your car up to temperature. And you put this in here and just squeeze it, and it sucks out air while the car is idling, and that'll let you know if there's any exhaust gas in your coolant system. Sucking out some of the air, and it's going to mix with this fluid, and if it turns yellow, then that means that there's exhaust gas in there. It'll probably take a second because you need your water pump to kick on and start circulating fluid. Oh, should have pulled this out right before I shut off the car and packed full with fluid, but as you could see while I was filling up, it was distinctively yellow, super yellow. which is just super. So that means there is exhaust gases going into the coolant. Now that could be from one of three things. Either there's a crack in the cylinder head, there is a crack in the cylinder wall, or the head gasket still is not sealing correctly. So now I'm going to move on to the leak down tester and test each cylinder, and that'll give me some idea if there is one cylinder that's wrong, or if it's a bunch of them, it has to be the head gasket. But start there. Just got to pull off the heads anyways. This way it'll give me an idea of which cylinder is messed up. So that's what's next. All right, we are back for the leak down test. I have everything torn apart on the car right now. That way all the valves are closed. I have my leak down tester kit right now. Got it hooked up to the air compressor. I'm going to test everything at about 80 psi. That's what this gauge will show me. And then this gauge will show me what the pressure is inside the cylinder. And I already did this side. And for this side, it says like number one cylinder was 76, 3 was 72, 5 was 73, 7 was 76. And those are all under 10% or at 10% leak down percentage, which from what I read is highly acceptable. They said 15 to 20 is not, and 20 means yeah, you probably need a rebuild. So to me those look like good numbers, and it doesn't look like anything is really wrong. I guess maybe 3 and 5, because they're only at 72 and 73. They're a couple psi less, but I don't see that being a big problem. But we're gonna go ahead and grab the other side now. Alright guys, I'm going to take it off time lapse, but I think I just found what my problem is. It's actually cylinder 4. I'm going to test the other two, but I'm testing at 80 psi and watch what happens. Yeah, that says 20. Let's see, when we get down to 80. 20 psi. Cool. It's awesome. So there's definitely something going on with that cylinder. Now I'm going to go ahead and check the others. Alrighty, well, they're all tested and here are the results. On bank 1 we got 76, 72, 73, and 76, all looking really good. Bank 2 we got 75, 20, 68, 72. So even that 68 is just fine, but that 20 is not fine at all. That means something is wrong with cylinder 4, which could be a cracked cylinder wall or crack in the head right there. I'm gonna have to pull it apart to see which one it is. I don't believe it's a piston or piston ring, because that would overpressurize the system in the engine block where all the oil is and all that good stuff. That's not overpressurized. What's overpressurized is the coolant system, which usually leads me to believe that it would be a cylinder wall issue. But I did hear a lot of noise coming out of it, so I'm going to hook it up. I got the air compressor outside so I can try to hear and see if I can find it. All right, so listening, which is weird, I saw that air and heard air coming out of these marked rocker arm bolt holes, which are all of the intake runners. Now, how pressurizing cylinder 4 makes air come into the intake runners on all of them, I have no idea. But next step is to just pull this head and got to look under it and see what it is, check out the cylinder real well and check out the head. If anything, I hope it's just something in the head, maybe a little hole, we can take it up, be done with it. Hopefully it's not the block, because that would suck, and I don't think it would be, but I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling off intake manifold, fuel rail, and get these heads off. And yeah, let's get started. All right, intake is off. I started taking off all the stuff that's connected to the head. I cracked the bolts on the head, and so now I'm gonna just keep getting the rest of these studs out, and we're gonna pull off the head and try to figure out what happened. Alright guys, it's a new day. I was having some GoPro issues last night. They all died, all batteries were dead, but we're gonna go ahead and start updating again. So I got the heads off and we found the problem of why we were pushing coolant. So I don't know how well you can see. Let me see if I can turn that on. Right here by the spark plug, you can see it's blown out a little bit. Something chipped and came apart, and that actually leaks into this coolant passage that's right there. So that is why Klaus has been blowing coolant under boost and high cylinder pressures. And now for the fun part, I talked to my buddy Logan at Lingenfelter, who built the heads and the short block for me, and he just said to pull the heads off, get them to him. He's going to TIG them up, maybe TIG some of the other ones around, because it looks like they're starting to chip a little bit too. He's going to get the heads back to me in a couple days, and we will get this put back together, and then hopefully all of our issues are solved. We got new head gaskets coming. Everything's should be just fine. He's going to pressure test all those heads when he's done and everything like that. But I'm going to go ahead, get this other head pulled off real quick, and then drive out to Lingenfelter. It's about an hour and a half, hour and 40-minute drive, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this video off here, and I'll check in with you guys again. We'll see you.